Welcome to the movie and TV talk segment. I'm finally going to be talking about the Venom movie because I finally got to see it. First, this is not like a full review, but just some things I found odd or interesting. And there will be spoilers. So, contrary to what the critics say, this is a good movie. I didn't think it was amazing or anything, but it's definitely a good movie. I'll start with the biggest problem of this movie, and that's pacing. As you know, most movies have a 3-act structure, and keeping each act balanced as to how much time they have in each act is key to a movie having good pacing. The first act takes more time than it should in this movie. This is where we meet Eddie Brock, get to know his story, and meet the guy who ends up being the villain, Carlton Drake, and get his story as well. Even the villain set up stuff. And that takes up probably like 40 to 60% of the movie. From there, the second act is when the symbiote attaches itself to Eddie and they become acquainted with each other and what kind of abilities Venom can do, ability test, if you want to call it that, on some random soldiers and whatnot. That takes up like 20 to 30% of the movie. Finally, there's the third act where we have to stop Carlton/Riot and the big CGI villain fight. Then, we've defeated him now, what's next for Venom and Eddie type of thing, you know what I mean. It just all felt very rushed to me. We spend so much time getting to know who Eddie is and how his life is versus how much time Venom gets to know Eddie. I also didn't really understand how Venom switches his motives from like humans are terrible to I like humans and want to save Earth, and it happens so fast I don't really get why he switched so fast. In the movie, Venom's reason is because of you being Eddie. But what does that mean? You really hardly know Eddie, even though you're in his head and all that. Is it because Eddie and Venom are both losers and that brings them together? That's pretty much all the critiques I had for Venom. Otherwise, it's a good movie. Tom Hardy is the perfect actor here, and I know nothing about Eddie Brock or Venom at all. The X was pretty good, that character, I don't remember her name. Though she dumped Eddie pretty quickly, but hey, I would have too given the situation. People say the CGI was bad, and the only time I thought it was bad was in the scene where the soldiers tossed a smoke grenade in front of Venom. That was really the only time I thought the CGI looked like a PS2 game. No, the big third act CGI villain fight isn't a bad thing. It's what all these comic book based movies do. It's to be expected by now. There was some moments during the final battle that I couldn't tell what was going on, but like Venom is black and Riot is dark gray, so things got a little mixed up for me. Switching back to the middle of the movie, the motorcycle chase with the Venomized Eddie, that was really cool. I loved that sequence. Lastly, the whole after credit scene, I didn't feel like it was worth waiting through the stupid rap song for. I really didn't even understand what it meant at all, and it had Woody Harrelson in it. They don't say who his character is in the movie either. I had to Google it, and it's Cletus Cassidy. Yep, no idea who that is. I had to watch one of those explanation videos about the scene, and I guess in the comics, Cassidy becomes a character called Carnage from a Left Behind seed from Venom. So now all the Venom fans are assuming that Carnage will be in the possible sequel to Venom, but Venom's a good movie. I would go see it if you like comic book movies or sci-fi movies, or if you want to see it. And that's all for the movie and TV talk segment.